Oh. Okay. Yes. Good morning again. Today we will come to the D-Day of our dual nature of matter and radiation, the most awaited class of objective type questions. We will come to it. Before that, we will summarize the formulae, that what we have to go through and what we must have to understand. Before that, I will list out the formulae here. Yes, let us mark the boundaries. And the very first formula is the Einstein's formula itself. E is equal to, means the energy of a photon, energy of the incident photon on a metal of certain work function phi, where after the incident photon electrons are emitted from the surface. Electrons are emitted from the surface in different directions with different velocities. This electron has V1, this electron has V2, and this electron has Vmax, maximum velocity. Okay, so this is the ultraviolet light. Let me draw it in a different color. This is the incident light falling over the metal and electrons are liberated. E is the energy of the incident light, phi is the work function of the metal, and Kmax is the maximum kinetic energy of the released electrons. Okay, yes, this is the basic formula, and we will modify this formula according to Planck's quantum formula, that is E is equal to h nu. What is h? H is the Planck's constant whose value is 6.634 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joules second, and nu is the frequency of light used. And remember, this frequency nu must be greater than or equal to the threshold frequency. What do you mean by threshold frequency? You know, again, the minimum frequency required for the metal to emit electrons out of its surface, minimum energy. So for that minimum energy, you should use the minimum frequency or maximum wavelength. So in other words, work function requires exactly that amount of energy which is sufficient to bring electrons from the metal surface. So work function is the energy which is sufficient to bring electrons from the metal surface. That's why that is exactly equal to h nu naught. That is energy. That's why if any energy is h nu, then the exact energy required to release electrons will be h nu naught. So phi will be h nu naught for us. You can also write it in terms of hc by lambda naught. What is lambda naught? Lambda naught is the threshold wavelength. It is the maximum wavelength, not minimum. It is the maximum wavelength above which there is no photoelectric effect, because wavelength and frequency are inversely related. Using this expression, our first expression becomes h nu is equal to h nu naught plus k max. Most of the cases we use k max is equal to h into nu minus nu naught. This is also widely used expression. H into nu minus nu naught is equal to k max. You can also use the expression corresponding to wavelength 2, that is k max is equal to h into c by lambda minus c by lambda naught. That is nothing but hc into 1 by lambda minus 1 by lambda naught. If you simplify this, hc into lambda naught minus lambda divided by lambda naught into lambda. This is the expression for Kmax. So what is Kmax? Actually, Kmax is nothing but half mv square. So v square max, Vm square, that is hc into lambda naught minus lambda divided by lambda into lambda naught is the expression. If you want the velocities expression Vm, then everything will come under the square root 2hc into lambda naught minus lambda divided by lambda into lambda naught taken inside the square root. So this is the expression for maximum velocity if you want to calculate. You can also use the same expression Kmax is equal to h into c by lambda minus c by lambda naught in terms of the stopping potential, because we also know that Kmax is equal to potential energy of the anode plate. Whenever potential energy of the anode plate becomes exactly equal to the kinetic energy of electrons, we will calculate that it is Q into V, that is nothing but E into Vs. So at the stopping potential, the maximum energy of electrons will be equal to the stopping potential E times Vs. So in other words, you can use instead of Kmax the same expression, that is EVS is equal to half mv square max, or in other words Vs is equal to, if you are asked to calculate the stopping potential, then Vs is equal to 1 by 2E into mv square max, or if you are asked to calculate Vm itself, then Vm is equal to 2EVs by m, 2EVs divided by m. That is the expression for maximum velocity. If you want to calculate maximum velocity by knowing the stopping potential, by knowing the electron's mass, you can use this expression, or if you want to calculate the stopping potential using the maximum velocity of electron, then you have to use this expression. Or instead of EVS here, you can also use this expression for wavelengths, threshold. If you know the threshold wavelength, if you know the given wavelength, and if you want to know the stopping potential for that, the question may come like this: there is a metal of work functions so and so, or there is a metal of threshold wavelength so and so, and another wave of wavelength lambda is incident over that. Calculate its stopping potential. So for that we have to just replace this half mv square by using EVS is equal to this hc into lambda naught minus lambda divided by lambda into lambda naught, where Vs is equal to hc by E into lambda naught minus lambda by lambda into lambda naught. Here you should know the value of certain constants. Here in all these formulae, you should know how to calculate the value of certain constants. For example, H is a constant, C is a constant, E is a constant. Hc by E is a constant for all calculations, because here in this expression Vs changes, lambdas will change, but Hc by E, Hc, these things are not going to change. That's why better to understand, better to memorize those constants as shortcuts. Okay, you know that H is 6.634 into 10 to the power of minus 34, and C is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and E is the value of electronic charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule, and Hc will be, I will tell you, it is approximately 19.9 into 10 to the power of minus 26 it comes, but I will suggest you to remember this as 20 into 10 to the power of minus 26, the value of Hc. Okay, wherever Hc comes for rough calculations, for fast calculations you can use 19.9, otherwise use directly it as 20 into 10 to the power of minus 26. It will be of greater use for you, it saves a lot of time. And also in some other words, Hc by E also comes, not only in that particular formula, in many places Hc by E will come again and again in this particular chapter and also in the next coming chapter. That's why Hc by E. Remember, I will tell you all these shortcuts. This shortcut is not only useful for this particular chapter, it is also useful for the next chapter and the next coming chapters also. Hc by E will be, I will directly write it, 12,400 into 10 to the power of minus 10 divided by lambda. Lambda is always to be taken in angstroms. If lambda means wavelength, if you take it in angstroms, then 12,400 into 10 to the power of minus 10 divided by lambda, the value of lambda. For example, I will tell you, there is a metal and that metal is irradiated by a light of 6000 angstrom. They say 6000 angstrom, and calculate the value of energy. They are asking calculate the value of energy or calculate something else. So then use this formula, 12,400 into 10 to the power of minus 10 divided by 6000 angstrom. 6000 into 10 to the power of minus 10. Here this 10 to the power minus 10, this 10 to the power of minus 10 will cancel. That's why better to understand 12,400 divided by 6000. This is enough for you. Means Hc by E will be simply 12,400 divided by the value of lambda without any angstroms and anything. Okay, 12,400 by, actually it is not exactly 12,400, it is 12,438 something volt. Okay, it is 12,438 something, but for convenience we will write it as 12,400 divided by lambda. It is the value of Hc by E. Okay, 12,400 by lambda. No need to put 10 to the power of minus 10. No need to put 10 to the power of minus 10 here in the numerator also in the denominator. But sometimes they will give you, instead of 6000 angstrom, they may give you 600 nanometer. The wavelength of the light is 600 nanometer. Then don't use 600 nanometer as it is. Convert this 600 nanometer into angstroms, then only write this formula, then only use this formula. Be careful using this formula, using this shortcut, because this shortcut works only for angstrom ranges. Okay, 12,400 by lambda. Okay, if it is 600 nanometer, write it as 6000 angstrom. Okay, because nanometer means 10 to the power of minus 9 meter, angstrom means 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Okay, that's why be careful. You should convert nanometer wavelengths into angstroms. Sometimes they may give you micrometers. If they give any kind of wavelength, they may give wavelength in terms of meters, they may give wavelength in terms of millimeters or micrometers or femtometers, no problem. Bring those wavelengths into angstroms and directly use them in the formula, 12,400 by lambda. Okay, yes. After this, I will teach you how to convert energies from joules to electron volts. Suppose you have calculated the energy of a photon, which is nothing but h nu or hc by lambda, using this equation. Hc, you know, 19.9 into 10 to the power of minus 26 divided by lambda. Okay, this is the value of energy. It comes out to be 2.3 into 10 to the power of, okay, 3.2, let's make it 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 19. That is the value of energy, because h value is very small, c value is okay, great, but the value of hc is 19.9 into 10 to the power of minus 26. The lambda's value is given, say it is 1600 into 10 to the power of minus 10, like that it is. So now after solving only I will write hc value is 20 into 10 to the power of minus 26. This is something 1600 or something else called 1000 angstrom. Then angstroms value and this value, after the simplification of everything, you will get 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule. This is the value of energy you have got. This is the value of energy you have got, 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Okay, this is not 2.2, it is if the order of 2. Okay, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Suppose it may be wrong, but I am not going to the correction. 2 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule is the value of energy. How to convert this joule energy into electron volts? For that, what you have to do is, you should divide this expression by the value of 1 electron volt. What is the value of 1 electron volt? Yesterday only we have seen in the previous classes. The value of 1 electron volt energy is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule. Now this will get cancelled. Instead of making this, let's make it 3.2 for calculation. 16 ones are 16 twos are, right? Now the value will be 2. Everything has cancelled, EVs. Okay. Now after dividing the joule energy with 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19, you can convert joule energy into EVs of energy. It is nothing but in the formula, you see what we have done? We have divided this value. This is the value of energy. We have divided this value with 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 at last. That's why what we will do is to calculate to go from joule to EV, E is equal to Hc by lambda. This is the value, this is the way to calculate energy, Hc by lambda, and Hc by lambda, if you divide it with E again, or in other words, Hc by E into 1 by lambda if you write, Hc by E into 1 by lambda if you write, you can directly write energy in terms of EVs, because Hc by E, you know the value of Hc by E, that is nothing but 12,400 into 10 to the power of minus 10, right? Divided by lambda. Divided by lambda. Lambda is there because Hc by E is nothing but 12,400. Okay, 12,400 into 10 to the power of minus 10, and lambda is there already. Lambda is there in angstroms. Okay. Now you can convert joule energy directly into EV energy by 12,400 by lambda formula. Okay, right. Suppose you have energy in EV. Suppose you have energy in EV, and how do you convert energy EV to joule energy? Suppose 3.2 EV is the work function of a metal they have given. You should calculate how much joule of energy it has. Very simple, 3.2 into EV. What do you mean by 1 EV? 1 EV is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule. Right now you just simply converted from EV to joule. To convert from EV to joule, multiply with E. Multiply with E value. Okay. If you want to convert from EV to joule, from converting from EV to joule, multiply E. Okay, multiply E. And if you want to convert from joule to EV, divide by E. Okay, just remember this shortcut. And now we will go to solving of the problems directly. Okay, let's take the first volume 4. Open the volume 4 book of your NEET, KVPY, JEE, KCET. Okay, this particular book, and volume number 4. In that volume number 4, open the page number 24. Page number 24, exercise 1, level 1 questions. Okay, if you want level 2 or level 3 questions also, I will solve, no problem, don't worry, but we will solve by the first level, second level or third level. Actually your sir has advised me to go for all the levels. We will go from 1, 2, 3 subsequently. Okay, yes. The first question, the frequency of a photon. Let me read this question for you. Read along with me. Just open your book and read it along with me. Those who are not having this volume 4, just pause the video for certain minutes and go to the volumes, take the volume number 4 and sit again. Okay, yes. The frequency, I hope everybody has got the material in your hand. Read out the first question. The frequency of a photon associated with an energy of 3.31 EV is. See, they are asking the energy of a photon is 3.31 EV. 3.31 EV is the energy of the photon. They are asking how much energy this photon is having, because the energy of a photon is h nu and the energy is already given in terms of EV. Okay. Now EV is not the SI unit. EV is not the SI unit. To calculate frequency from the energy, you should convert this EV into joule. Don't think that 3.31 EV is the SI unit. It is not the standard unit. It is only for our understanding purpose. Physically, if you want to calculate other aspects from the energy, other aspects means you want to calculate H from the energy value, if you want to calculate the frequency from the energy value, if you want to calculate wavelength from the energy value, if you want to calculate stopping potential from the energy value, don't use EVs, use joules only. Convert this 3.31. What do you mean by 1 EV? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Now it is converted from EV to joule. Now h nu, we want nu, right? We want the frequency, and nu is to be divided by h. Nu is equal to 3.31 EV divided by h it comes. Now h comes, okay, let me write h here. So 3.31 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 divided by h value 6.634 into 10 to the power of minus 34. If you solve it, you will get the value of frequency. The value of frequency, I will leave this calculation for you. It's a very simple calculation. I will directly write the answer here, that is 0.8 into 10 to the power of, okay, how much? 15 hertz. See, suppose if you don't have a calculator, I will tell you how to calculate it very simply. 3.31 approximately make it 3. 1.6 you approximately make it 1.5. Okay, 6.6 you can make it 7. In 1.6 you can write okay, 1.5, 1.6 you can also make it as 1.7 also, or 2 also, no problem. 6.6 can be written approximately as 7. 1.5 into 3, that is 4.5, right? 4.5 divided by 7 means 7 7s are 49, right? 7 8s are 7 7s are 49, 7 6 are 42. So the answer will come out to be approximately 0.6 or 0.7 something. Okay, and the products and the exponentials taken over here, 10 to the power of plus 34 minus 19. So it is 50. 0.8 into 10 to the power of 15. We have taken too much of approximate values, and we have to search whether those numbers, corresponding numbers, 0.6, 0.7 or 0.8 are there. Okay, 0.8 is there. 0.6 to 0.8, the value must come from 0.6 to 0.7, because for it is very close to 7 6 means 0.6. Okay, 0.6 is not there, but the closest value to 0.6 is 0.8. From our rough calculation, 0.6 is coming. From our rough calculation, 0.6 is coming. But there is no option here which is close to, there is an option here which is very much close to 0.6. The answer is little more than 0.6, because we have approximated 3, 1.5 and 6.6 is written as 7. The approximate value will be 0.7 or something. The value is 0.8 into 10 to the power of 15 hertz. So that is the first option. Okay, and the exponentials, you know how to solve them. 10 to the power of minus 34 becomes plus 34 minus 19, it is 15, plus 10 to the power of 15. Next question, a radiation of wavelength 2500 angstrom is incident on a metal plate whose work function is 3.5 eV. See, they have given the work function. They have given the work function already. So what is the work function? Work function is 3.5 eV. And what they have given? They have given the wavelength 2500 angstrom. Okay, and the potential required to stop the fastest photoelectrons emitted by the surfaces. Now they are asking directly for the stopping potential. What is the potential which is required to stop the electrons? See, they have given lambda, they have given the work function. Okay, let us use this equation. EVS is equal to H into EVS, sorry, let us use the directly equation. E is equal to work function plus Kmax, right? In the place of Kmax, let us use the EVS, because Kmax and EVS are nothing but same. Now EVS is equal to E minus phi, right? E, do you know what is the value of E? The energy of the photon. You don't know the energy of the photon, but you know the value of work function. Now let us convert, let us calculate the value of energy by the given expression, because the energy can be calculated using the wavelength given. So energy is Hc by lambda minus phi. Hc by lambda. Now what we will do is, we will send this E. We will send this E we will send this E below this equation, okay, below this expression. Now this becomes Vs is equal to Hc by E into 1 by lambda minus work function by E, okay. Yes, I am writing this form particularly Hc by E into 1 by lambda because you know the value of Hc by E is 12,400 by lambda, right? Hc by E is 12,400 divided by lambda minus phi is 3.5 EV, okay, 3.5 EV, and it is to be divided by E only. So you no need to convert this because 3.5 EV should be converted into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule. You should convert this work function into joule divided by what is E here, again 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19, both will get cancelled. Only 3.5 remains there, only 3.5 remains there, and it is 12,400 divided by 2,500 minus 3.5. So solve this 12,400 by 2,500, 12,400 divided by 2,500, okay, it is 4.96. So from 4.96, if you subtract 3.5, you will get 1.46, okay. This is the Vs, 1.46 volts is. Welcome back. This is dual nature of matter and level 3 questions we were discussing, and in those questions already 2 questions have been solved, first question and the second question. We will come to the third question, which is of the same type as second question only. Second question, they have given energy of the photon, wavelength lambda falls over it, the ejected photoelectrons will be having v velocity. Later the lambda is decreased by 20%, means decrease in lambda 20% means lambda minus 20% of the lambda. So it will give you 4 by 5 times lambda, if you remember, and then the velocity is doubled, v becomes 2v. Work function of the metal they were asking. So using this you can calculate what is the work function of the metal by by the method we have discussed. Same kind of question is the third question. When the metal surface is illuminated by lights of wavelength lambda 1 400 nanometer and lambda 2 is 250 nanometer, okay, and maximum velocities are v and 2v, it is given already, and the work function of the metal they were asking, okay. Now we will solve this question using the same equation, that is E is equal to Hc by lambda 1 is equal to nothing but work function plus K max. In the place of K max we will write EVS, or in other words we will write half m v square max, right, half m v square max. Or if you replace this equation, half m v square max is equal to E minus phi, okay. E minus phi is nothing but Hc by lambda 1 minus work function, and half m v2 square, this is v, and vm square is 2vm whole square, because the next velocity is 2 times vm whole square, that is E1 minus phi, this is E2 minus phi, that is Hc by lambda 2 minus phi. Now if you divide these two equations, you will get half m get cancelled, v square get cancelled, 1 by 4 it becomes 1 by 4 is equal to, let's write this, Hc minus lambda 1 phi divided by lambda 1 is the LCM of first term, and the second term we will go Hc minus lambda 2 phi divided by lambda 2, this is the second term we have, and let us cross multiply this. If you cross multiply this, what do you get? Is it right? Yeah, okay. Lambda 2 Hc minus lambda 2 phi whole divided by lambda 2 into 1 by 4 is equal to Hc minus lambda 1 phi divided by lambda 1. Okay, this is what we get. And take the cross multiplications again. 4 lambda 2, let's multiply this whole equation by 4 lambda 2. 4 lambda 2, 4 into lambda 2 into Hc minus 4 into lambda 2 into lambda 1, 4 into lambda 1 lambda 2 into phi. Okay, and we will cross multiply this lambda 1 with this particular thing, that is lambda 1 Hc, lambda 1 Hc, lambda 1 Hc minus lambda 1 lambda 2 phi. Okay, lambda 1 lambda 2 phi, and here corresponding terms are there. Let's send this 4 lambda 2 Hc minus lambda 1 Hc, okay, by this side, and we will bring this 4 lambda 1 lambda 2 phi to this side. This becomes plus 4 lambda 1 lambda 2 minus lambda 1 lambda 2, it becomes 3 lambda 1 lambda 2 phi. Okay, we got the equation, and we know everything, I think, because we know lambda 1, we know lambda 2, the only thing we don't know is this phi. So the phi becomes Hc, if you take common, lambda 2, 4 lambda 2 minus lambda 1 divided by 4 lambda 2 minus lambda 1 divided by 3 lambda 1 lambda 2. Now you substitute the terms, that is Hc is, you know already, let's take it approximately 20 into 10 to the power of minus 26, and 4 into 450 nanometer is there, 400 nanometer is there, 400 nanometers. Nanometer you can take it outside also. Okay, 400 minus 250 nanometer we will write outside the bracket, divided by 3 lambda 1 lambda 2 means 400 into 250 into 10 to the power of minus 9 into minus 9, 10 to the power of minus 18, and here you will get the final answer. Okay, if you solve this whole thing, and what I would like to suggest is, this will be coming in terms of joule. Let's check whether the answer is required to be in joule or EVs. Okay, now they are asking answer to be in the form of HCs. Okay, so you no need to do calculation for this particular thing, simply solve this. Okay, 4 into 400 minus 250 divided by 3 into 400 into 250. If you solve, the answer will come in terms of Hc only. So answer, I think it is 2 Hc into 10 to the power of 6, I think, because 10 to the power minus 9, 10 to the power plus 18 minus 9 is plus 9, plus 9 Hc will be there, plus 9, and after reduction it may come out to be 2 Hc into 10 to the power 6 maybe. Yes, let's see the answer and check. Third question, yeah, first option, that is 2 Hc into 10 to the power 6 joule. The answer is in joule, you no need to convert this into EV. Okay, this is the answer, we know. 400 nanometer, 250 nanometer, and after solving this, we could come to this thing. Fourth question, a source of light is placed above a sphere of radius 10 centimeter. You see, a source of light is there. This light is placed above a sphere. This is placed above a sphere of radius 10 centimeter. The radius of the sphere is 10 cm. Okay, and how many photoelectrons must be emitted? The number of photoelectrons they are asking must be emitted by the sphere before emission of photoelectric stops. Means they have applied the Vs. They have applied the Vs, means from this sphere photoelectrons are emitted, and you have applied a particular stopping potential so that the electrons are stopped, and then the energy of incident photon is 4.2 eV. The energy of incident photon is 4.2 EV, and the work function of the metal is, work function is also given 1.5 EV. Okay, this question is simple actually, it's not complicated, don't get worried. Okay, you see what they have given, they have given the work function and energy. So let's directly calculate the Kmax. Kmax is equal to energy minus work function. Energy is how much? 4.2 minus 1.5. If you subtract, 2 minus 5 is 7 and 3 minus 1 is 2. It is 2.7 EV is the answer for Kmax. So what is Kmax actually? Kmax is EVS, as you know already. EVS, what is this VS? VS is the potential, and the potential of the sphere we are asking for. We are asking for the potential of the sphere. So what is the formula for potential around a sphere? Potential due to a spherical charged surface. Do you remember second chapter, electric potential and capacitance? If you remember, R is the radius of the sphere and charges are present over the sphere. Then voltage of the sphere, let's call it Vs. Okay, Vs is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R, right? Not R square. Q by R is the potential of the sphere. Okay, Q by R, where R is the radius of the sphere. Better we will write it capital R. Okay, capital R is the radius of the sphere. Okay, capital R is the radius of the sphere. Now Q, we would like to calculate how much charge is released. Okay, how much charge is released? See, Q is equal to NE. They are asking for number of charges. Charges present over any charged body is the number of charges multiplied by the value of one electronic charge. So that is Q is equal to N into E. Now we want this N. We don't know N here. That's why we will write Vs is equal to, okay, Vs, can we calculate Vs? Excuse me. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರೆಡ್ ಒತ್ತಬೇಡಿ, ಪಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಬಟನ್. ಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ನಂಬರ್? ಓಕೆ. Vs is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is nothing but 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q is nothing but N, we don't know, and E, let's keep it as it is. EVS is equal to, actually Vs is equal to this much. Now in the place of EVS we will substitute this. Okay, Vs is equal to this much. Well, let's do it. R is 10 centimeter. Let's write it as 10 into 10 to the power of minus 2. So it is 9 by 10, 10 to the power of minus 2, 10 to the power of minus 1 it becomes. It will go to the numerator, and 10 to the power 10 it becomes. NE, 9 NE into 10 to the power of 10 it becomes. This is our Vs. Okay. EVS, in the place of EVS is equal to 2.7 EV. E into what is Vs? 9 into N into E is equal to 2.7 EV. Okay, EE get cancelled. Directly it is converted into joule. N is equal to 2.7 divided by 9 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So now you can you will come to know what is the number. That number may be number 4th question, 2, option 2. So it is 1.875 into 10 to the power of 8 electrons. This is what it comes. Okay. 5th question. Figure shows the variation of the stopping potential V0 with frequency nu of the metal, incident radiations for two different photosensitive materials M1 and M2. Means there are two metals M1 and M2, and there are two graphs. M1 is here, M2 is here. Okay. And what are the values of work functions for M1 and M2 respectively? Okay, work function is h nu naught. Okay, this is the nu naught, means the stopping potential starts with the threshold only. The stopping potential is nu naught, and the stopping potential starts from the very first frequency, that is threshold frequency itself. So for phi 1 it is h nu naught, and for phi 2 it must be h nu naught 2, h nu naught 1 and h nu naught 2, yeah, h nu naught 1 and h nu naught 2, that must be, those must be the work functions. It's quite simple as it is. From the above figure, from the same figure, the values of stopping potentials, okay, for M1 and M2 for a frequency nu 3 which is greater than nu naught 2. So there is some frequency which is greater than nu naught 2, okay, this is nu naught 1, nu naught 2, there is some frequency called nu 3 which is greater than that, and of the incident radiations are V1 and V2. Stopping potentials for these two, this is for V1 and V2. For this particular frequency there are two stopping potentials, one is V1 and V2 respectively. Then the slope of the line is equal to what? Slope of the line, okay. Yes, EV1 is equal to E into V1 is equal to E minus work function, and work function is nothing but h nu naught 1, h into nu naught 1, and this must be energy. The energy is h nu 1, okay, h nu 1, yeah, h3 e h nu 3, because we are using a frequency called nu 3, h nu 3 is equal to h nu naught, h nu 3 minus h nu naught 1, that is work function. Kinetic K max is equal to, this equation is of K max is equal to energy minus phi, that is the equation here, okay. Instead of this we will what they are asking for, the slope of this line is equal to, okay, slope will be AB by BC. Slope is AB by BC. AB is what? V2 minus V1. Suppose V1 and V2, and V2 minus V1 is the slope divided by what is the base? Base is actually the difference between two frequencies, nu naught 2 minus nu naught 1, nu naught 2 minus nu naught 1, is it right? Nu naught 2 minus nu naught 1, this is the difference, this is the difference, nu naught 2 minus nu naught 1, is that the case? Yeah, we will, if you take the metal work function for two different metals, these two are two different metals, so EV2 is equal to h nu 3 minus h nu naught 2, and for a given metal if you take, work function is equal to E minus phi. E minus phi means h nu minus h nu naught, okay, and K max EV1 is equal to h nu 1 minus h nu naught, and if you take h constant, and EV2 is equal to h nu 2 minus h nu naught, and h nu naught 1 and h nu naught 2, EV2 is equal to, and if you subtract these two questions, like E into V2 minus V1 if you take, E into V2 minus V1 if you take, h will be common, and V2 in the place of V2 it will be nu 2 minus nu naught 2 plus minus nu 1 plus nu naught 1 it becomes. Then it becomes h into nu naught 1 minus nu naught 2, okay, plus nu 2 minus nu 1 it would become. So in that case slope will be h by E. If you take h by E as the common thing, then h by E is equal to, this is V2 minus V1, h by E is equal to V2 minus V1 divided by nu naught 1 minus nu naught 2 into nu 2 minus nu 1 it would become. Here there are no two frequencies, nu2 and nu1 are not there for one particular frequency they are asking, that's why nu2 and nu1 both are same. Okay, you need not take this because energy in these two equations is same, energy E is same, so that's why in that case it becomes 0, it will be cancelled. Okay, so in that case it will become 0. Now it becomes V2 minus V1 divided by nu01 minus nu02 will be the answer. That is nothing but the slope. Slope is nothing but h by e, because in the previous discussion only I have mentioned for this kind of graph AB by BC will be almost always equal to h by e, which is the ratio of V2 minus V1 by nu02 minus nu01. Okay. Is there any option of this kind? V2 V minus V1, the order you must see, V2 minus V1 divided by nu01 minus nu02. It is not nu02 minus nu01. This must be the answer. Because nu3 is equal to, because nu2 is equal to nu1. That's why it is cancelled. Here, because we are using one particular frequency, not two frequencies. Nu3 we are using. Photoelectric effect experiments are performed using three different metal plates P, Q and R. P, Q and R. See, we have used three different metals P, Q, R having work functions. Phi P is equal to 2 eV, Phi P is equal to 2 eV, Phi Q is equal to 2.5 eV. Okay. Next metal has a little more work function than the first metal, and next is E1 having E1 greater work function than this. It means the threshold frequency for this is higher than this, and the threshold frequency for this is higher than this. As increase in energy is there, work function is there, there will be increase in threshold frequencies also. A light beam containing wavelengths of 550 nanometer, 450 nanometer and 350 nanometer. There are three wavelengths. What are those? 550 nm is used and 450 nm is used and 350 nm is also used. Okay, three wavelengths they have used with equal intensities. There is no change in equal intensities, means all the three wavelengths, suppose they have used three colors, all those three colors are having same brightness. The correct IV graph for the experiment is, so correct IV graph means current versus voltage graph we have to identify. See, if you observe the graph 1, 2, 3, 4, I think the graph is not correct. If you take the first graph, I is here, V is here. Three different metals. Three different metals means three different stopping potentials. Three different stopping potentials. But none of the graph, no single graph is having three different stopping potentials here. Because the first graph is like this. First graph is like this. All curves are originated from a single point. That is not possible. This is possible only if single metal is used. There are three metals means there must be three different stopping potentials, and the work functions of those three metals are also different, as we can see. That's why I think there is a error in the material. Change the nature of the graph. I think first and third graph. Okay, first and third graph. Change the first graph like this. Okay. IV, I versus V. Are you making this PQR, and the third graph you must change it like this. It is RQP. Okay, and this is your I versus V. This is your I versus V. Okay, this is how you have to change the first and third options.
I think second option and the third option, fourth option are okay. You need not bother about that, because